Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to draft the pattern of this dress, this beautiful lovely dress. We'll go ahead and start drafting now. It's a shoulder dart dress with a basque waistline. I'll go ahead now and start drafting the pattern. I have my pattern paper here for both the front and the back. So I'll proceed with the first step of marking my measurements. I'll be marking my shoulder to bust line, which is 9 inches, my shoulder to bust point, which is 10.5, my shoulder to waist, which is 16 inches, my shoulder to length or hip, which is 20 inches. I'll be using that for my hip. Well, my hip is 23 inches, but I'll be marking 20 inches, and I'll go ahead and add extra 2 inches for the basque effect. So I've marked out that measurement. I'm just extending the lines right now. After extending the lines, I'll proceed to the next step, which is to impute my basic bodice measurement. Basically, for this style, we'll be using our basic bodice, but we'll be modifying the basic bodice. So right now, I'll mark my neck width of 4 inches because I want a little space for my neck. I don't want it too tight. So I'll mark 4 inches, and I'll mark my normal shoulder measurement just as a guide for me to be able to, mark the extended shoulder. So I'll mark my shoulder. My shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2. That will give me 8. I'll proceed to mark the 8 inches on the starting line and on my bust line, and I'll connect with a straight line. After connecting the line for my armhole, I'll proceed to marking 1 inch of shoulder slope. Although for this pattern, the shoulder slope is not needed, but for beginners watching my videos, you'll be able to use that as a guide so that you'll be able to, mark your measurement appropriately. So I'll connect the 1 inch shoulder slope to my neck width, and I'll proceed to marking my neck length of 5 inches for the front pattern. After doing that, I'll curve out my neckline, and I'll proceed to marking my extended sleeve. I'll be using 7 inches for my extended sleeve. You can do beyond 7 inches depending on how long you want your sleeves to be, but I want mine to be 7 inches. That's why I'm marking 7 inches, and on that 7 inches mark, you go down by 1.5 inches. I'll just go ahead now and connect the 1.5 inches line to meet the neck width. After marking that, I'll proceed next to marking the length of my sleeve. I'll be marking 10 inches for the length of my sleeve. You can do 9 inches depending on how open you want your sleeves to be, but I'll be marking 10 inches for my sleeve, and I'll just connect that with a straight line. After that, I'll now go ahead to mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2. That will give me 4 inches, but I'll be adding 0.5 inches of sewing allowance. That will give me 4.5. So I'll be marking that 4.5 on my bust point, my waistline, my length, and the basque effect. So I'll proceed now to ruling a straight line just to connect the lines together. I've gone ahead to do that. So the next step is for me to come in with my dart on my waistline. I'll come in by 0.5 inches on both sides. You can do 1 inch on both sides, but I'm doing 0.5 inches because of beginners watching my tutorial. But on my own fabric, I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm marking 0.5 inches on both sides. So I'll proceed next to covering my dart. After covering my dart, I'll proceed next to marking the midpoint of my shoulder slope. So I'll proceed now to marking the midpoint of my shoulder slope. And to mark that midpoint, you need your normal shoulder measurements. That's why I went ahead to mark my shoulder measurement. So I'll proceed now to marking that. Mine is 2.25, so I'll go ahead and mark that and connect it to the bust point just like I've done. Now I'll go with my dart of 0.5 inches on both sides, so I'll just connect it to the bust point just as shown. After connecting, I'll be imputing my measurements. I'll go down to my waist and impute my measurement. My waist is 38 inches divided by 4. That will give me 9.5. I'll mark the 9.5. I'll mark the 1 inch of dart taking, I'll be marking 2 inches of sewing allowance. I like marking my sewing allowance on my pattern paper because sometimes I forget. That's why I'm doing that. For my hip is 44 divided by 4. That will give me 11. I'll mark that measurement, and I'll be adding 2 inches of sewing allowance. I won't be adding any dart because there's no dart taking in that part. So I'll just connect the lines just as shown. So on my hip line or on my length, I have 13 inches. I'll just mark that same measurement on the basque effect line just so that I'll be able to cover the basque effect. So I'll connect that line just as shown, and I'll just connect a straight line from that mark down to the basque where I want my basque to be. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to do, but if you don't understand, you can pause the video and watch it again. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be sure to reply. I've gone ahead to do that. The next step is to curve my armhole. So I'll proceed to curving my armhole just as shown. I'll curve my armhole like that. And for the front pattern, we'll go ahead now and create that effect that we saw on the upper bodice of the dress. So I'll just go ahead and create a curve just as shown. Please follow my steps if you want your outfit to come out exactly how it is on the picture. So I'll go ahead now and just curve just as shown, and with that we are done with the front pattern. The front pattern is done. It's a very easy tutorial for the pattern of this dress. I'll go ahead now and cut out the pattern for the bodies. Please watch how I cut out my pattern. Don't make a mistake while cutting out your pattern. And if you have watched my videos to this point, please give this video a like so that other people can be able to view my channel. It really helps my channel a lot. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can be able to push out my content. Thank you very much, and please subscribe to the channel if you are learning and if you are gaining value from me. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Right now we are done cutting out the front pattern, and here it is. I just assembled it so that you can see the outcome, and we're going to, after cutting out this pattern, in my next video I'll proceed to cutting it out on fabric and we'll be sewing it together. Right now, we'll proceed to drafting the back pattern. For the back pattern, we'll be making use of a basic bodice with a basic dart, but I'll be showing you how to go about the back bodice. It's a very simple tutorial as well. I've gone ahead to mark my zipper allowance of 1 inch. So I'll proceed now to mark my shoulder to bust line, which is 9 inches, shoulder to bust point 10.5, and my shoulder to waist 16, and my shoulder to length 20 inches. So right now, I just marked 1 inch for my neck length for the back, and 4 inches for my neck width for the back. I'll proceed to marking my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. That's 16 divided by 2. That will give me 8 inches. I've gone ahead to mark that measurement. I'll just connect with a straight line just as shown. For the back pattern, you can also impute a shoulder dart, but for this back pattern, I won't be imputing a shoulder dart for mine. I'll just be doing the normal basic dart. So I also come down by 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope for the back, and I'll just connect it to meet the 4 inches neck width I marked for the back. And I'll go down by 10 inches for my sleeve. After that, I'll proceed to marking my bust point. On my bust point, I'll be marking my nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple is 8 inches divided by 2. That will give me 4 inches, plus 0.5 of sewing allowance. That will give me 4.5. I'll mark that 4.5 on my bust point, my waistline, and on my length, and I'll connect with a straight line, and I'll be going on both sides 0.5 inches, but on my fabric I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides. I'll be using 0.5 because of beginners in watching my tutorial. I'll be using 0.5 for this tutorial, so I'll connect that 0.5 inches on both sides to meet the dart upwards. Please, if you don't understand what I'm doing, please just watch the video. You have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I'll be sure to reply. After marking the dart, I'll proceed to the next step of imputing my measurement. I'll go down to my waistline and impute my measurement of 9.5 inches, and I'll be adding the 1 inch of dart taking For that part is 0.5, so I add 0.5 inches of that taking, and I'll be adding my 2 inches of sewing allowance as well. I'll mark that measurement and I'll come down to my length and mark my hip measurement. My hip is 44 divided by 4, that will give me 11. I'll mark 11 inches, 1 inch for that taking and 2 inches of sewing allowance. I'll connect those lines together and go ahead to proceed to curve my sleeve. So after covering my sleeve, I'll mark my waist measurement. I'll go in by 0.5 and outwards by 0.5 to remove zipper bulge, and I'll just be connecting that with a straight line just as shown. After that, I'll proceed to my length and I'll be marking 0.25 inches upwards, and I'll just connect it to meet the dart intake, and we are done with the back pattern. I'll proceed now to cutting out the back pattern, and we are done with the pattern for this tutorial. Ensure you take your time in cutting out your pattern. Don't make a mistake cutting out yours. Thank you for watching my tutorials. Don't forget to like, share this video, and please, if you are getting value from me, please leave a comment. And this is the outcome of the pattern. It came out really nice. We're going to cut out on the fabric in my next video. Thank you for watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.